Percy entered my apartment in the spring of 1975, a big black stray with a glossy coat and an abundance of the quality crucial to any street cat wanting in: manners. He purred once, rubbed my leg, and politely left the next move to me. The move was milk. In the days that followed, Percy kept me company, watching the world from my porch and hopping on my chest for a rub every night before sleeping at my feet. The following spring, he disappeared. 3 years later, he came back, reappearing in my driveway and following me politely up the stairs. The only clue to his disappearance, a ring of bare skin about his neck, as if from a collar that had held him too long and too tight. Any doubts I still had about his identity evaporated that night when he strolled up my chest for a rub. I'll be, I thought. Percy's back. When I married the next year, Percy moved with us into our house. As other pets joined us, he politely gave them room and stuck around. When our baby, Andrew, arrived, he kept him company, as soon as Andrew stopped trying to unscrew his head. One night at a party, as Percy was moving slowly from lap to lap, some old friends asked me how long I'd had him, and I realized it was nearly 20 years. The following summer, an infection almost killed him. The year after that, he got lost, and I found him hours later, dazed and exhausted in the woods. As I drove him home, I found myself wondering how many of his lives he had left, and how many of my own I'd spent with him. No one had kept me company longer, or more patiently, and I marveled at the endurance of a heart no bigger than my thumb. Guess what, I announced as we returned? Percy's back. When Percy died last week, I moved quickly through the house, trying not to notice the enormous hole he'd left. I really hadn't expected him to go. He'd been ill, but he'd kept coming back. Later that morning, Andrew, now 5, came into my office. He'd drawn a picture of Percy to cheer me up. Before I knew him, Dad, when you and he were young. It didn't bear much resemblance to any Percy I'd known either. 2 stick legs, a stick tail, no neck, and that most impossible expression for a cat, a smile. Yet for all that, as my memories of Percy fade, it'll probably become his truest image, full of the simple little touches with which, if we're lucky and the way is clear, we take care of each other, keep each other company while we can, and belong to one another till we go.